unusual is when the health inspector said you need to shut your doors and the establishment refused to do that.
A popular local restaurant is in trouble with the law because it had no hot water. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rob Braun.
And I'm Paula Toti. The managers of Mitchell's Fish Market at Newport on the Levee are under criminal investigation after refusing a health department order to close.
For a few days last week, the restaurant operated without hot water. As Joe Webb tells us live, an anonymous call to the health department on Friday prompted an unscheduled inspection. Joe?
Well, Rob, that unscheduled inspection led to the restaurant being closed last weekend, and they didn't close when they were first ordered to close. They closed under the threat of being arrested. When the health inspector arrived at Mitchell's about 2:45 last Friday afternoon, he confirmed there was no hot water. His inspection report shows he also found 17 violations, 7 of them what they call criticals. The restaurant that had scored 81 and 100 on 2 previous inspections scored a 54.
Once you get anything below a 60, that's immediate closure because there's enough issues going on that obviously we've got some concerns for public health.
So the inspector suspended Mitchell's food service permit and expected them to close.
They were given the inspection, also the notice of suspension permit, and yet they did not close immediately.
The inspector says he left for a few minutes and came back to find the closed notice he'd posted on the door was covered by a Mitchell's menu. Then he contacted County Attorney Steve Franson. They got everyone on speakerphone, and Franson informed them they were breaking the law and that Newport police were on the way.
We told them our first arrest is going to be the manager on duty. If you continue to ignore us, then we're going to arrest the assistant manager on duty, whoever else is keeping that establishment open until those doors are actually locked and shut.
Around 7:30, Mitchell's closed and asked patrons to leave. No one was arrested. Franson says he was told local management was on the phone with corporate management and that they were calling the shots. The investigation is ongoing.
If we find out that that's what the ownership is telling the manager on the floor, that's who we're going to go after. We're going to go after the company.
Now, the restaurant was re-inspected on Monday. They scored an 81 and they opened for lunch. Now, both the health department and the county attorney says they have never seen a situation like this before where a restaurant refused to be closed by an order of the health department. They estimate about 100 people ate at Mitchell's between the time it was ordered closed and they finally closed their doors. Rob?
Joe Webb, thanks very much. The chief operating officer for Mitchell's parent company issued a statement about Friday's episode. He says, quote, "To ensure food safety, we ceased operations after learning that parts were unavailable for our rooftop water heater. The Northern Kentucky Health Department gave us clearance to reopen upon the repair of the water heater for lunch on Monday." He thanked customers for their patience.